Good morning. Our team here in the city of Leominster, which is made up of various departments in the city, to assist with our high-risk population, and they have been extremely caring and compassionate, and there are different areas when I say high risk, but one of the areas is with families with children that are autistic, our families that have members of their family, loved ones that they're caring for with dementia or Alzheimer's. So collectively, we've gotten together. I know that Emergency Management Director couldn't be here today, but collectively through the city. And might I just say that most everybody that works in the city has another talent, right? I mean, that's pretty consistent. Everyone has something else that they're really good at and they're really knowledgeable of. And it's a wonderful thing when people just step up to the plate and say, I want to help with that. And so we've had tremendous amount of cooperation amongst all departments in the city. So what we want to do is, this morning, is kind of reach out and explain a little bit, and I'll leave that to police and fire, how we respond to missing persons. Is that better? How we respond to missing persons, especially when it deals with our high-risk population. And because it's important. And let me just say, and I'll let them do the rest here, but let me just say, if somebody is missing, and we have, I don't know how many calls in the last couple of weeks about high-risk population being is missing, and there seems to be a delay and I don't know if it's a fear or just, of calling in public safety, and we want to try to deal with that by saying that as soon as somebody is missing, we want to know about it. It takes us some time to ramp up and to get our high-risk response unit together to respond. So there seems to be that delay. Maybe they went down the street and they're talking to the lady out front that usually is gardening. So there's a delay in reporting. Or maybe that child is in the garage or in the attic, or maybe they're in the basement somewhere. Let's check all those places first. Well, that's all a time delay. And that time delay, and sometimes is a situation where we've seen around the state in certain situations where it could be life or death. So we'll talk today about how we would like you to proceed, and that is to call us first. Immediately, just call. This might be a missing person situation, maybe it's not. We're not, and let me just repeat this several times, we are not going to be upset if we start to respond and you find the missing child or the parent or loved one. Nobody's going to be upset at all. We're going to be relieved, we'll stop by, we'll give you a hug, and we'll go on our way. But nobody is going to be upset, no one. And so we'll talk about the response. Just jump in, whoever wants to jump in. This is really a combined team effort. But we've had, as I said, a couple missing person situations in the last couple of weeks. And we've used this process, and we've been able to find people pretty quickly. But remember, it takes us to ramp up a little bit. There'll be an immediate response, and then we've got to call on mutual aid and some other things. So whoever wants to jump in.
If you don't mind.
Sure.
A question earlier was, how did this come about? Why did we do this? The mayor, covered about, the needs of the population, high-risk population, autistic children, Alzheimer's and everything. But the answer, the question was through experience. So what's happened over the number of years that I've been on the department and the other members in this room is calls would come in, and like the mayor said, they would sometimes be delayed because the family would try to look for the child first, or they would think, that if they'd be bothering us if they called us right away. So after experience we've been very successful, thank God, on a lot of the missing children and a lot of the missing adults. And through experience in watching the national news, the mayor called together the police and the fire and said, what's our policy? Should we improve it? And what's the idea? So he put together a task force, and we had some meetings, And out of that, we came with a much more rapid response policy with a lot of resources. And it was joint effort with the police, emergency management, fire, and the mayor's office. And both the police and the fire, we went through our policies. They were both good at the time, but we took each other's policies and tried to incorporate parts into ours so that a police officer would know what the firefighter was doing and the firefighter would know what the police. The other major component in the last couple of years is we've combined dispatch. So now we have a jointly staffed police 911 dispatch with the fire. So when the call comes in, the police dispatcher has a tough time because not all of the missing people are going to require a response. Some of them may be runaways, some of them may be custody disputes. But once that 911 dispatcher goes through their protocol and decides and determines that it needs a rapid response, immediately notifies the fire side, and immediately dispatches both fire and police. And on the fire side, we dispatch at least half of the on-duty people with lights and sirens to the we treat it as emergency. And we get on scene, and with the police, and I'll let the chief, fill in on their response, is we set up a unified command. And the unified command is nothing more than the police and the fire getting in the same area and determining a plan, what is needed for resources, and designated each group their assignments so that we can deploy right away. The police chief, I'm sure, would like to have some comments on his side of the story. But just to recap, we've put it together over the last couple of years, and this is the final product. And we've had some really, really great
Outcomes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we hope by getting out to the public, we'll get the message that if you need us, call 911. You're not bothering us. This is what we do. This is what we train for, and we're well prepared.
Yeah, the summary that you gave was absolutely phenomenal, Chief. One of the key takeaways, the most important thing from this morning, in my opinion, is if you're in a residence, you're at a city event, someone's missing that you know of, seconds and also minutes matter. Do not want to hesitate to call 911. Start your search, have the phone in your hand, notify us, and we are going to send all available units to your location. You want to give us the highest likelihood to have a successful search so we can locate your loved one. With the operations side, I'd like to add anything?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Sorry. Hello, John Frere. I'm a captain at the Leominster Police Department. I'm the Operations Division Commander. So one of the big things that I want to point out here is we have a great relationship within the city of Leominster between our departments. It's amazing watching the two chiefs, the mayor work together. It really is something to behold. So the communication is there, the cooperation is there. There's no egos amongst anybody, and that really helps building a successful team. And recognizing what each other does well is very important. As a police department, we had to recognize that fire runs ICS, the Incident Command System, way better than us. So they should be doing those kind of things. And they do a phenomenal job here in that one in Leominster. The amount of training and experience that they have with that, we just can't look past that. So by working together with this new policy that we have, it really helps highlight the strengths of both departments, and the teamwork makes it happen. So I'm actually really proud of being a part of this and seeing what the officers and the firefighters are doing together right now. It really is amazing work.
And I think everybody's had that situation. If you have kids or loved ones, you're at the beach or at an event, and all of a sudden somebody's gone. There's nothing any more horrifying. It's happened to me a number of times, but it's nothing more horrifying. And so what we're trying to come across is, point one, no embarrassment, no shame. We're not going to question you. Call us immediately. They're going to start ramping up. As soon as the 911 call comes in, they're going to start activating. they're gonna start sending people. If we have to call mutual aid, we'll call mutual aid. If we have to call the police or fire, if we have to vacate, depending on the situation, everyone at City Hall and all city employees will shut down City Hall and send. So it may be in an area where it's heavily wooded, then if that's determined that we need resources and people and we need them fast, if we have to shut down City Hall, we'll shut down City Hall and we'll send everybody out there to help with the search. Because we know, I mean, this has happened in so many communities right around us where minutes matter. Autistic kids head for water. We know that. That's just the way it goes. And many of these families with dementia and Alzheimer's and autistic kids, their houses are set up like alarms all over and sensors all over. And even with all of that, these things can happen. So you're never going to get a response from any one of us or any one of the team or people in public safety that say, you know, we're upset about coming here. We're going to give you a hug. We're going to be, oh, good, you know, great. It was a good experience. We'll turn around, we'll leave, we'll call off the resources, but minutes matter and we're prepared to do that. So whether it's bringing in dogs or bringing in the drone, I don't know if we've decided on the drone that we're going to purchase, but you know, we'll bring in drones that have heat sensors in them so that we can detect that, motion. So there's a bunch of sophistication and technology that we have available to us, but we want everyone to know we're not going to get upset. We're not too busy. Call us immediately. We have the resources. This is an excellent team. They're trained. They know what they're doing. We just need your help in calling us. The faster you call us, the better. We've had situations where people don't call for an hour or a half hour or 20 minutes. Minutes. We know this from around the country. Minutes matter, and this isn't just symbolic. I'm telling you, minutes matter between life and death situations for the high-risk population. So for our press, thank you for coming today. We really want to see the story. Anything else anybody wants to jump in? But that's the big message that, you know, behind the scenes there's a whole lot going on when that call comes in, when they become activated. But understand they're trained now, they work together, they got this thing refined. We've spent a lot of time refining it, and it works, and we want to be helpful. So jump in if anybody else has anything else to say. Personal experience or whatever, you know, jump in. But this is, for us, everyone gets along so well. And that's key. That's number one, is just seamless integration of all departments, regardless of who they are. There are no silos. It's not, I'm in charge, you're in charge. No, you're not. None of that. It's teamwork. And we're prepared, and we feel very comfortable sharing this now. And so that's why we decided to make this sort of public today.
Sorry, thanks. A couple more things that I wanted to add. Our dispatch center, we have our dispatch coordinator, Jay Barrett, here. He has trained the entire dispatch center. They have very specific additional questions that they will ask when people call in about a missing person. And that's to figure out if you're part of that vulnerable population or you're what's considered an at-risk missing person. So it is very important for people to realize he has to get through some of those questions, because that's going to determine the type of response and the level of response that we're sending. But also, we do have an autism registry on the Leominster Police Department website. So if you go to the City of Leominster's website and you go to the police department page, there is an autism registry there. And Janessa McQuaid, one of our clinicians, will reach out and ask some follow-up questions and try to get enough information in there to assist us when it comes to these searches, when it comes to these sorts of calls. Our dispatch will very quickly be able to reference that information and feed it out to all of us, get it to that unified command so that we have all the information that we need. So pre-registering is great. Let us know. We will feed that into our systems. And once again, it's all about getting that information as fast as possible. So that will really help us. Thank you.
Captain,
Yes.
Could you just mention your social media, how the police department does the Facebook
Yes.
page?
Yes.
And how important social media is?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that we have one resource. Fire department doesn't do, we let you guys do it.
Absolutely. So, when we do want people to follow our Facebook page. When we have missing people, we will quite often push out alerts, letting people know in that area, who we are looking for. When we can get pictures from family, having pictures ready to go, that's really important. make sure that they're current and it's easy to identify the people. Getting those to us, we can help push those out. We can make sure that the public can see that, and the more eyes that are out there, the better, that are helping us. So social media allows us to solicit the help of thousands and thousands of people at the same exact time with a push of a button, which is really important. We're only as strong as the community that supports us, all of us.
We have
So-
Code Red. Code Red is something you can sign up for. Wendy, how they sign up
Right
for
on
it?
the homepage.
It's right on the homepage, you can sign up, you'll get all, we won't send out Code Red to tell you there's a bake sale, although we support bake sales. We're not gonna send them out for, you know, for those kind, when we send out a Code Red, it's important. And if we send out a Code Red, it may be to one area of the city that we're targeting, because, you know, it may be, it's only been a couple of minutes, or it may be the whole city, but again, there are times when we count on the public to, you know, be our eyes, and they're driving down the street, or they saw somebody walking by their house or run out back. And then firefighter Cormier, you want to talk a little bit with you and
Deputy Chief
Deputy
Cormier.
Long?
So Rick Cormier from the fire department. So we, the city has a system called Safety Net Tracker. So it's a frequency-based tracker. We have about 7 clients in the city right now that have this. The mayor's office has bought some of these, so if you would like to purchase, or not purchase, but like one, reach out to the mayor's office, Michelle, or you can reach out to me at the fire department. But it's no cost if you're a city resident, but they wear these, it comes with a band. This is the equipment that we use to track, so it's a frequency-based. It's, again, when minutes counts, we get this equipment deployed, and within minutes, we can have an idea where the person is by the tone that it puts off and track them. They've had good luck in Massachusetts with it. We've luckily have never had one of our clients disappear that we had to deploy our equipment, but across the Massachusetts, they've used this, and within minutes, they find the person back with their loved ones at any time.
We're trying to come up with a better, and this is just a small piece but for kids that have autism, sensory is a big issue.
Right.
They're very, very, you know, don't like confined, don't like certain things they like, certain things they have to have with them. And so we're trying to find something that is smaller, maybe, and the technology changes that, you know, you can make it part of your clothing, but what if you don't transfer it from the clothing? So there are all those issues. But this is probably the best thing on the market right now.
Correct.
And it works. We've tried it, and it works. And so anybody that's interested, there's no charge. Either get a hold of firefighter Cormier or call our office, Michelle, and they'll get you one.
Yeah,
So-
we'll get you one. We have available right now.
And we realize it's an aging population, and we have a number of assisted living units here, nursing homes, rehab, and then more to come. More people are getting care in their homes by either loved ones or, you know, professional care in their homes. By, they say, 2029, there'll be a shortage of nursing homes and rest homes and assisted living. So we know the effort's going to be to care for people in their homes or with their loved ones, and we have to respond to that. So I really thank this team here for getting together and working all this out. And as I said, at some point we'll do a demonstration when did we get a drone yet?
Yeah, we're still.
Okay,
it's
so
still in the
we want to get the
process.
one that's most applicable and the one that's most interactive with other systems as we call in, you know, state police and call in other police departments. Especially now, it's getting darker earlier, right? It was getting dark at 9 o'clock. Well, you know, 7 o'clock, everyone's ready to go to bed because it's pitch dark out and it's only 7 o'clock. So, and a lot of these situations seem to happen, you know, at 4 in the afternoon when it gets dark at 5. It always seems to be the way. And for some of these little guys and ladies, let me tell you, they're fast. These kids that have autism, they are fast. You've got eyes on them, and next thing you know, they're down the street somewhere within seconds. I'm telling you, I've experienced it. It's amazing. So biggest thing today is we're never going to get upset with anyone. Call us immediately, 911, call immediately. There's a team of people that have worked real hard. They're ready to go. They're ready to respond. They'll be responding as they respond. They'll be putting together, you know, certain areas, calling in more as they're on their way. We want to overdo it, and if it turns out fine, great. But we really think we could reduce everyone's, nobody needs to be embarrassed. And that's the thing we get all the time. I didn't want to bother you. I thought I could find them. You know, sometimes it goes on for, you know, half hour, 45 minutes. You know how far you can get in a half hour or 45 minutes? Pretty far. So any questions at all for them or myself? All right. Thank you for LTV for covering this, and if anyone watches this or reads either of the newspapers and has questions or wants one of the monitors, let us know.